It's giving scalp, period. Like scalp, period.
Pretty little girl, she no need. Pretty little girl, she no need no.
Alexa, play 850.
Big up. Pretty little girl, she no need no. Pretty little girl, she no.
Alright guys, so we're gonna hop right into it. I just took a nude cap from the beauty supply store and I just brought it all the way past my ears. I really don't like the covering your eyes thing. It just doesn't work for me, especially because I wear lashes, so I don't really have time to be having issues. So after I did that, I just put some dots with my Kiss Almighty all around my hairline. I use this method a lot more because sometimes it takes too long for the spray to dry. So then I take my scissors. These are scissors I got from beauty supply. I just cut some ear tabs to make it easier to make sure that it is assisted, because the ear tabs normally are the hardest part of putting down a ball cap as well as the wig. So I put some more Kiss Almighty around my ears, so the corners of my ears and that little spot right there. I did end up pulling that down a little further because I felt like it wasn't really grasping the glue. And as you can see, the glue dries really fast with the Kiss Almighty. So I did start off with my, I think it's Oil Sheen grip spray, but then I opted out and I'm using my Ebin spray in the black bottle. I know a couple videos ago I said I like the yellow, not the red one better, but I am leaning more towards the black one because it does give a longer hold. So here I'm just spraying, then using my fingers to dry it down a little bit, just so I can get through that hairline. As you can see, you're able to finally see my hairline because of the spray and the glue. I dried it down for a little bit until on cool setting. Now I just took my foundation. I'm not using the Ruby Kisses one in this video. I just use whatever foundation that I normally gravitate towards. So that's what I use right here. I do use the makeup all over my head, and I bring it a little bit forward towards that spacing that you guys see. I feel like that helps melt it down better, especially because this is a honey blonde wig, so I wanted to give very much scalp. I didn't really want you guys can see where the lace is, and so I sprayed it again. After I sprayed it with that same Ebin spray, I went ahead and used a popsicle stick just to press that into my skin, taking my blow dryer one more time on cool to blow that down so it'll be easier for me to cut. So I cut in the middle first, then I start to trace it, and I do kind of zigzag motions, and then just start cutting the rest of the extra ball cap around my hairline. And sometimes I do cut off the ear tabs first and then make my way. Sometimes I cut it too quickly, so just take your time in this process. I normally like to have it cut I like to have the ball cap method past my little mole on my top of my head. It makes it easier for me to lay. If I can start seeing the mole, I know that my lace is lifting. So I did go ahead and cut some more off camera. It took a longer process, so I had to cut some footage out, or this video is going to literally be like 25 minutes. So now I'm taking my Kiss Almighty glue one more time, and I'm just putting that all around the hair, like the hairline, or basically where I cut the extra cap off. That helps me to let it again lay very much natural looking, and also it keeps the ball cap method on for longer. I have sometimes been able to remove my wig and then still use that same ball cap method for another wig. So I do this in case I do get a little lazy and don't feel like putting the whole ball cap method on again, because it can get tedious, and that's how it looks after the fact. So now I just took I sprayed my I don't think I sprayed it, no. I use alcohol wipe to wipe that area off so it can be clean and there's no extra makeup or oils. Then I went ahead and added my active glue by bold hold, and I do this in sections. And the reason I did it in sections because it's a colored wig and I wanted to make sure it fully laid down first. So I believe I did 3 layers all around, but basically that's what I did. I put that down, then I took my popsicle stick, smeared it over. Then after that, I would press the lace back in. So I do think I did like 3 or 2 layers. I don't really remember because this video is pretty old, but I'm just now getting the voice over together. So as you can see, I'm just making sure that it's fully dry before I move on to the next section or add some more glue if needed. And I get really close to the mirror because, like I stated before, I don't think I said that, but the lace was very much bleached correctly, and it really did seep into my skin, so I had some trouble. That's also pressed up against the mirror. Then I pulled the ear tabs of where my baby hairs would be, pulled it down using my rat tail comb. The combing part, well, the teeth part, I would use that to basically just push back that lace, and that helps me being able to lay it properly. And you can see a little bit of residue right there, but once we spray it and do everything else, it goes away. Now I didn't realize that was that fast, so what I did is I did leave the elastic band on there for 10 minutes, took it off, added my concealer around my hairline to give it more of a again, scalp like finish. Now I took some baby hairs out. I really didn't want to lie baby hairs in this tutorial. I really don't like baby hairs heavy on curly units for me per se. So now I was just taking my melting spray by Love Reese to melt those down. Then I put my ball cap method on, my elastic band on, and while I'm waiting for it to fully, be cemented, I used a hot comb and with the wax stick from Love Reese to go ahead and press that back because I wanted to do a flip over method. So I felt like this would be the perfect time while I waited for the lace to be fully melted with that spray before I took it off. Now, I did this a lot because, again, I wanted to do a flip over method, and initially it wasn't the middle part, but I felt like today's vibe was giving flip over. So that's what I was doing here, just making sure to press that down. And then once I was content, I took off the elastic band and I took my alcohol wipe again and just wiped the areas where the lace was laying. My other flat iron hot comb got messed up, so I had to bring out this one. So now what I'm doing here, again, just pressing it back, making sure that I do melt that down, and as well as use that hot comb to press out the baby hairs, so it'll be easier for me to pin curl it in just a second. So that's pretty much what I did here. This part is pretty self-explanatory. So I took some more baby hairs out for like my sideburns, because I like my sideburns to be a little thick, not super thick, but thick enough. So once I was content with that, I'm just showing you how the lace looked before I continue to melt it. So I'm taking a razor just to cut down my baby hairs. I cut down a lot first, and then I slowly start to push some away or pull some back into the hair. So I did that. Then I used my hot comb again to press that down. It makes it easier for me to swoop it after I do my pencil curler. So I'm just doing my sideburns. Again, I make some parts really thick and other parts not so thick. I realized there was not a lot of hair on that end. So what I did here is just make sure I kind of make it similar to the other side, just doing the same thing I did for the rest of the hair, which is using my hot comb to press that down. Excuse me, guys, to press that down before I cut it. So now I'm cutting with the razor in like a angle type shape. You can use scissors, just make sure you angle the scissors. So right here, I just took my Lotta Body mousse and used the mousse to pull back the hair, because again, I like the pushback look regardless of what I'm using. Then I'm taking my pencil curler that I got from my beauty supply, and I'm curling it inward, and I try to do a C shape on the sideburns. And so that's pretty much what you're seeing here. Again, I didn't really want to lie baby hairs. I literally just did 2 swoops in the front, and then I did my sideburns. Curly hair, I don't really feel needs excessive amount of baby hairs unless you're going for the like Eric and Tay kind of vibe. I personally do not do that because I just don't like it. So I'm just taking my lighter body mousse, pressing that into the beginning of the baby hair and then swooping it. I don't bring it all the way through the baby hair because I do like a semi fluffy baby hair, not too fluffy, but fluffy enough, because I do wear my wigs for like a week, so I want to make sure the baby hairs last as long as the wig lasts. So I really enjoyed this hair. I think it's from Hurela. I don't know if I'm spelling it right, but it will be in the description box below. I do really like this hair, and I really like the lace. The lace is really pretty. Not pretty. The lace is really melted here. Now, because it's a brighter hair, it might not look so melted on camera, but trust me, baby, it is melted. Then I took my oil sheen grip spray and sprayed that on to my comb to push back the baby hairs. Hairspray allows baby hairs to not look so crunchy and lets them sit for longer, I've noticed, and I do like that. So back to the hair. Basically the hair is, I believe, a 22 or 24 inch lace wig, but with 150. I was very shocked that this is 150 density because it's very much giving 180, but I'm not mad at it. I'm really not mad at it. It looks really good. It's giving very much Beyonce vibes. I've always wanted a highlighted curly wig, so when I got this wig I was so hyped because it was easy to install, and literally in this video I didn't do the detangling, but the next day I did do the detangling, and the products that I use literally let my wig be tamed for a full 4 days. So I didn't have to spray any mousse, spray any water on it. It was just tamed, and I really got minimal shedding, which again I was very surprised because of the simple fact that this is a colored unit. Then I went ahead and used that oil sheen one more time, and then just added that spray around my hairline because I just feel like it wasn't melted fully, and I am a perfectionist, especially when it comes to doing my hair, doing my makeup. I like to take my time, but I also like to make it look like I just came out of the salon. And so I'm just taking the I forget what these are called, but I took that to again make sure my baby hairs were laid, because like I stated, I wanted to make sure it lasts all day. For a week at least, or just a couple of days, and it did what it needed to do. So I do like that. Oh, it's a spoolie. Because that was going to bother me if I didn't know the name, but it's a spoolie. So I'm just prepping my baby hairs, making sure they're fluffy enough. I liked my sideburns to be more fluffy than actual baby hairs that are on my scalp, if that makes any sense. So I just took some powder and pressed that around my hairline, just to give it more of a scalp like finish, taking my hot comb to hot comb it back and making sure that it is fully melted. I like using my hot comb after I do my baby hairs because I feel like I'm able to melt it even more than it was already melted. So that's the technique I've been doing for a while. If you watch my videos, I tend to do that either before or after I do my baby hairs, but it does happen quite a bit. And I don't really like this hot iron. I have to let it sit for a minute for it to get hot. So I'm thinking of investing in another one. Look at me burning myself again. I was burning myself. At this point, my forehead is just going to be burnt because it never ceases to amaze me how many times I burn myself. So I wrapped that down, let that sit for 15 minutes. And I went and took some alcohol and just, dried up any extra glue or stickiness around my forehead. And then one more time, you don't have to use this many sprays. I use the Fix It spit spray, and that's when I went ahead and started molding that flip over method. Now I didn't do an intro because I totally forgot to do one, and I didn't do an outro. I didn't speak as an outro, so you will see how it looks the next day and how the hair looks at the end, so you guys can get a better idea of how it looked. And I really love this hair. It does not give me 150. It is not giving a lot of shedding. Curly hair is going to shed regardless because it's curly hair. And then the simple fact that this is very much processed, I was actually pretty shocked that it did not shed as much as I thought it would. So, you know, props to Hurela. They did their thing with this wig. I don't believe it was super expensive. I will leave all of the links in the description box below for how to repurchase this hair. And you know, I do feel like this hair is a good wig for the summertime. It's big, it's very vacation friendly as well. If you're wanting to go for an island vibe, I do really like this wig. So, and I've worn it 2 other times since this video, and both times the install just gets better and better. But I will have to say I like this hair more in a flip over method or a deep side part instead of using it in the middle part. I don't know, I think middle parts are better with body wave wigs. But yeah, I'm rambling now. This is the end results. Bye.